Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about Gholdengo going into the next format because it's a deck I'm actually really excited about, and I've been on the hype train ever since they announced the Genesect EX card that was coming in the next set. But unfortunately, a lot of people didn't believe me, and I think it has potential to be best deck in format. So I just want to talk about how it's being currently built in Japan, what we can expect going into this next format, how I think it's going to adapt into the Worlds meta, and whether or not I think it's actually a contender for a Worlds win. So let's first start by taking a look at the deck lists that are happening in Japan right now. So most of them are running that typical 4 Gimme Ghoul, 4 Gholdengo line. A lot of them are checking the Scyther and Scizor tech line, the 1/1 for the single prizer. And the Scizor is pretty good. The Scyther is searchable by Buddy Puffin, so you can get that up early. In my very limited testing with this deck, I just found like every time I use Scizor, I would have just rather been using Gholdengo. It is nice to stall against a couple of things, but I actually personally dropped it in my own testing deck, and I'll show you later what I put in it, but I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a mandatory card moving forward. I do like the bundle edition, though, because the problem that Gholdengo is going to have going into the next format is that Jellicent EX card that's going to prevent tools and items. That's 100% what Gholdengo runs on, right? You want to attach those air balloons to move around your Gholdengos to get all those free coin bonus draws, and then you're also going to be using items to pull your energies out of your deck and out of your discard pile. So unfortunately, Jellicent EX kind of beats this deck, although somehow I still think you have enough answers to deal with that, one of which being that Gholdengo. I think the Gholdengo deck is starting to adapt to running more bosses. I think you usually want to get ahead in the prize trade anyway, so maybe having one counter catcher is nice, but I really feel like you're probably not going to run more than 2 counter catchers, if that. I actually think in my current Gholdengo deck, I think I only have 1. I'm not entirely sure. I'm still messing around with the list, but you're going to want to have 3 air balloons. I think 4 might be overkill, but I think those are probably like your most important cards. But going back to gusting around the Jellicent, I think it's a really powerful card. Gholdengo can easily kill it. It's just a matter of getting around it until you set your Gholdengo up. So another thing too that's interesting is I have a lot of these lists have that Monkey Dory in it. My current list is not running the Monkey Dory. I'm actually running this Genesect instead, which is this basic Genesect, not to be confused with the Genesect EX. I still definitely have 2 or 3 of those in my deck, but I like this card because it's easily searchable with your Genesect EX, and it also shuts off your opponent's ace spec cards. Now, at first when this card got printed in Shroud of Fable, nobody thought anything of it. It's not a great card. I just feel like it really helps slow the game down if you are trying to get your Gholdengo set up. You can stop those trolleys, you could stop those secret boxes, prime catchers, and stuff like that. So I think this is a card I haven't done much testing with. I only played a couple of games with it since I put it in my deck. I actually saw it online. I think Azul had it in his list, and I was like, oh, I have to try this. I like it. I'm not 100% sold on it. And when it works, it's great. I'm still kind of toying with that in the Scyther build. I was watching a bunch of Azul's stream as well, and he thought the Scyther build was fraudulent, which is kind of where I was at. But I feel like, I don't know, I actually kind of like this card when it actually works. It's just, you have to play it at the right time, otherwise it's just fodder. The other thing I actually really like is Gholdengo. I'm sorry, of course I like Gholdengo, is Budu. Not every deck is running Budu as well. So far, I think it's just this one deck is running Budu. I'm not entirely sold on it, but I do like it. I'm not currently testing it, but I could see it being really good. So I think I actually have that cut as well. One other thing I just want to mention is I don't have, I only have 1 Fez in this deck. Let me just be clear with that. I've been seeing some lists running 2 Fez, although in Japan, it seems like they're sticking to the 1. I know Azul was testing 2 Fezes. I just feel like it's not necessary. I feel like I already draw so much with the Gholdengo. Having a liability on the bench that's, can just get gusted up and either frozen, forcing me to use my resources on it, or just, quite frankly, just a free 2 prizer. Hitting Fez's 210 versus I think that's 260 for Gholdengo. There really is a big difference between that for a lot of decks. So I personally just don't like the liability on the bench. I'll have the 1 out, but if it gets prized, I'm also like not really concerned about it. So that's that. I think it's great to have nonetheless. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the stadium card, Levincia. So I think another way that Gholdengo is going to adapt to the meta is running more Levincias. A lot of these lists are only running 1. I find that only running 1, it's inconsistent to find, and it's too easily stadium bumped. I feel like we're going into a meta where stadiums are gonna start coming back, because I feel like the Journey Together and Destined Rivals format, I felt like there were a good amount of stadiums for certain decks, like Marnie's loves having its stadium, but I don't feel like it's like a stadium war zone anymore. I do feel like we're going into a format where there's just so many powerful stadiums that decks really want to have that I feel like you really have to be careful as Gholdengo not to lose your Levincia. So while you're bumping your opponent's stadium that they want, you're also giving yourself a super powerful stadium. So once during each player's turn, that player may put up to 2 lightning energy cards from their discard pile into their hand. I also feel like I just feel like it's a super powerful card in Gholdengo, right? Because you discard the energies, you can easily get those back while also playing an energy retrieval, bringing those back. So I just feel like running at least 2 of these is good. You probably don't want to run 4. I could see 2 to 3. I just feel like 1 isn't enough, at least my own testing, because if that one gets prized, I do feel like I'm more frustrated than not. So I would at least run the 2 of these. And then I actually like having the 3 energy count on this, although I haven't tested it out yet. That's something to keep in mind. There's some weird things happening with these lists too, like the Carmine in here. That's interesting. I also think I have 1 or 2 Ionos. I'm not entirely sure what's in my list. I probably should have checked that before I made this video. But I will say the one thing that I seem to find a lot of disagreeing on is you always run the 4 superior energy retrieval, but the 1 of the energy retrieval seems to be kind of debated. So like, for example, this deck has 1, this one has 2, this one doesn't even have it at all. Yeah, this one doesn't even have it at all. I just find that I really like having that 1 of. Sometimes you just want to get energy out of the discard without having to discard what's in your hand. A lot of times with a superior energy retrieval, you know, you have to discard those 2 cards. Sometimes I feel like, well, I have a Gholdengo in my hand, or I have a Genesect, or like Fez or something like that, which I know I can pull back with the Night Stretcher, but like I don't want to have to rely on getting the Night Stretcher on the turn that I need it to get these Pokemon back. So just having that 1 of to just grab 2 energy out of the discard, I like. It's just another energy card that you can search with Arven. And running the 4 Arven, I think, is just super, super important. Some of these decks like this one, there's no Arven. I don't know what this card is, but like I don't see how you play this deck without Arven. Arven's probably going to hurt the format the most once that rotates out. It's probably one of the most top 3 impactful cards to this entire meta game. So yeah, I definitely really like having that. The one other thing I just wanted to mention is there's been discussion about the TM Evo. Now, I have not tested the TM Evo at all in my deck. I think it's completely unnecessary because I think it's just so easy for you to evolve what you need to evolve without having to rely on that tool card, especially because I think with Gholdengo being so strong moving forward, you're going to be seeing a lot more of the tool scrappers, of the jamming tower, especially. A jamming tower is very, very good. So I just don't feel the need to clog up my deck with another card that can be shut down by it. I'd rather have something else. Even if it's another item card, at least, you know, I just feel like it's more consistent, and I don't need that TM Evo. Not that TM Evo is bad, because, you know, if you can TM Evo first turn and get all your Gholdengo set up the second turn, that's also good. But don't forget, you have this Genesect EX, which most of the time on turn 2, unless you're playing against some sort of turbo Raging Bolt deck, it's probably safe. And you could also just Nest Ball on turn 2 instead to get it. So it's not impossible. I just don't know if you need that for Gholdengo, but that is something that I guess I could test. And then one other thing too, I've been seeing a few other cards in here, and even not even listed in here, is the Picnic Basket. So Picnic Basket heals 30 and HP off of a Pokemon, or damage off of a Pokemon. I like it because it will help out a little bit with some of those monkey wars. I think it fixes a little bit of math. I don't know if I want it. I did put it in my deck just to test it out. Especially, I guess, if you're playing the Monkey Dory too, if you want to just stop your opponent's Monkey Dories, because unfortunately I think Worlds is just going to be a monkey's fest. I could see it working, but I haven't done enough testing with it to know if it's the right call or not. So if you are using Picnic Basket, please let me know. It's good, don't get me wrong. And there's probably a reason why people are playing it. I just don't know it yet. So I would love to hear the reasoning if you know. Last thing too is the Turos. I keep going back and forth on this. Truthfully, I actually think 2 Turos is the answer on this. I like having the 1 Turos, but every time it's prized, I'm like, I just wish I had that Turos on that one turn that you needed, just to save yourself a knockout. Because knocking out Gholdengo at 260 HP, like, it's nothing to sneeze at, but like, it's still pretty easy for a lot of decks to hit that. I mean, you're basically like You're two, it's 260, right? Like, let me just confirm. Gholdengo EX, like, you are at, yeah, it's 260, so you're 2 Dragapult hits from losing, like, 4 prize cards. So, especially with you shuffling around your Gholdengos a lot, you have to really be careful of that. That might be why that picnic basket's in there. I'm not entirely sure, but that's just something to keep in mind. So do I think that this is a Worlds contender? I actually do. I think that this is a deck that is going to be super hot, like from the minute it hits the game. I think it's already a terror on Pokemon Live. I think it's a little gimmicky. The thing is, it's extremely consistent, right? Like, the consistency is not the problem of it. I just think it's consistently an item and tool deck. And with Jellicent coming into the format, that's like, you really have to find a way to play around it, otherwise your deck's gonna be shut off. So I do think it's gonna do well at Worlds. I don't know if it's gonna win. I still feel like Guardy is just insanely good, and it just keeps getting amazing tools added to it. So I expect to see at least one in top 8, let's put it that way. I don't really know what its direct counters are because it loses to fire, and there really isn't a ton in the meta, unless you want to count Ethan's Typhlosion, but I don't necessarily know if Ethan's Typhlosion is like that good. I've never played it. So, and I've only played, like, I think 1 game against it. So I don't know enough about that to comment on that, but I am very excited for this game or deck. I'm very excited to see how the meta develops around it, because I do think that this is a force to be reckoned with. I did pull up this list. By the time this video goes up, it's going to be a couple days old, but so take it with a grain of salt. But this is the current tier list for the Japan metagame. And also keep in mind, this is a best of 1 format, not necessarily best of 3. Right now, Dragapult's still S tier, that makes sense. And in A tier, you have Grimmsnarl, Raging Bolt, Gholdengo, and Guardy. I truly think that these are going to be the top 5 decks for Worlds. You might get your Rogue Charizard player in there as well. Unfortunately, I just don't think anything else really lives up to it. Although I will say I do think EVBox, played by a very good player and having good luck, can actually do a lot of damage. But I just don't think it's quite nearly consistent enough to play with the other top 5 decks. But I still expect to see an EVBox player maybe in the top 32, top 64. I could totally see that. But yeah, I really do think Gholdengo is going to be a serious contender going to the next format. Unfortunately, I think it's going to kind of fall into the Raging Bolt world of, like, easy to play, therefore everybody's playing it. So it will be interesting to see how the other lists adapt to Gholdengo entering the meta. Basically, it's Raging Bolt 2.0 and probably better than Raging Bolt. So let me know what you guys think about the deck going into the next format, and I will see you in the next video.